Today, she came to my mother's apologizing. She wanted me to come back and talk it out with her. I told her no, and we were through. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, Am I the A-hole for dumping my girlfriend after moving in with her? And guys, this story is about a guy who, after 4 years with his girl, moved in with her. And as if she hadn't already shown some character flaws prior to that, when they moved in together, then he really got to see her true character. And finally pushed him too far, and he left. But here's the deal. She can't pay her rent without him. How about that? You're going to see that her name's on the lease, not his name. But this is a real good one where to show you guys that you can't tolerate disrespect. And if you, especially by your girlfriend who claims she loves you, is treating you that way and making out to be a fool, particularly in front of her friends, it is time to go. And you can't tolerate any crap. And it just backs up what I say so many times by that type of behavior. And how the most powerful thing is walking away. And a guy has to have self-respect and know when it's time to walk away permanently. So it starts off, says here, I, a 25-year-old male, moved in with my girlfriend of 4 years 3 weeks ago. She chose the place, and although her name is on the lease, I paid half of the deposit and paid the first month of rent as she couldn't afford it. Why are you paying for everything? You know, I mean, you're not paying for everything, but you're still paying a lot. And I'm assuming that it wasn't her place that he moved into. It was a place you both picked out, or say she picked it out, because you probably didn't care, because you just wanted to get the pussy 24/7, because so you thought. And then, and then you paid, but your name is on the lease. I don't know. I also paid the first month of bills. All right, smack. Time for some smacks here. Bro, too much. Maybe this is why she's moving you in, because she knows that you're going to take care of a lot of things. She works part-time and has some savings she used to furnish the place according to her taste, despite my objections. So, guys, you're seeing already who runs the relationship here. If you're sharing a place, you're going to have things that you like. I don't care if she wants to have potpourri here and potpourri there and other girly decorations. If it's your place too, you're going to have some guy contributions here. I felt she overspent and the money could have been better spent on other things. Oh gee, a woman's overspending money? That's never happened in human history. So she had a few friends over on Monday when I came home. She had ordered food, and as normal, I come home from work at 5, and she was surprised to see me there an hour earlier. They were a little drunk, and one of her friends made strange comments to me, which I thought nothing of due to the alcohol as I went to the bedroom to take a shower. He probably gets home and he sees this whole flock of hens clucking, and is like, oh God, after a long day. Notice, by the way, I'm assuming he works full-time. He says she works part-time. Why can't she work full-time? Maybe because she doesn't have to, because she has this guy. When I came out of the shower, she and her other friends and sister were quoting me poetry that I had written to my girlfriend and was quite handsy. I found it odd and asked her where she had heard that. She goes, we just read your love letters to her before watching a movie. Okay, number one, smack to this guy for writing her love letters. What the fuck is this? The fucking 17th century or the 18th century here? You don't write modern gals love letters or poetry here. That's nice, he has writing skills. Maybe he can put that to use one day. But the point is, she's now letting her friends hear this. I mean, talk about a real invasion of privacy and real disrespect. My girlfriend was laughing with them. Her sister made a remark about how she wanted me to do her the way I do her sister because she never felt that way. I was furious, but due to her drunkenness, thought it impossible to talk to her. Now imagine the situation was reversed here, guys, and the gal gave that guy something equivalent. Spicy pictures or something, and he then shared all those spicy pictures with her friends, and then his friends are saying, I'd like to do you the way that, believe me, people will be losing their minds over this, but because it's a guy and his poetry and girls are saying things to him, he's supposed to let it go. Major disrespect here. So I left for my mother's house. On Tuesday, she called me 17 times, but I ignored her. She also sent me many texts wanting to know why I wasn't home. Why do you think, asshole? Because you completely humiliated me in front of all your friends and sister. That's why. On Wednesday, I told her in person how hurt I was for her sharing my intimate letters with her friends and for her oversharing what we do in private. Well, newsflash, gentlemen, women can't keep secrets. And there's degrees to secret keeping, but women gossip. And now, there are maybe some exceptions. Maybe like once you're married, then some women will find a code there, not reveal details. But if you're just dating and your boyfriend and girlfriend, I guarantee the odds are extremely high that your girlfriend, yes you who's listening to this, wherever you are, your girlfriend has told at least one of her friends how big your you-know-what is. How quick you finish in the sack. What freaky shit you like her to do. What freaky shit she's turned you down. They know. I'm telling you now, they know. At least one of her friends knows. I told her how hurt I was, blah, blah, blah. She said to relax, it was a joke and nobody got hurt. So she's already dismissing his feelings in this issue. Shows she doesn't care. She said the girls were impressed with me and that is why they got a little handsy. In other words, they were being touchy-feely with him. She said once I gave her the letters, they were hers to share with whomever she pleased. Bullshit. Okay, fine. I got some nudes of you on my phone that you sent over to me. You mind if I send them to my friends? Because once you gave them to me, they're mine to do as I please. I think she'd have a problem with that. So I told her that I'm my own person and can make the decision to not share more of myself with her. Today she came to my mother's apologizing. She wanted me to come back and talk with her about it. I told her no, that we were through. Good for you, man. You can't tolerate disrespect. She wouldn't leave, so I drove to my father's place where I am right now. She wouldn't leave. I'm sure a phone call to the police department will solve that problem. She kept texting me and telling me that I should be ashamed of myself for leaving her like that. So here you go. Apologizing. First she gave him a little shit, then the apologizing in person didn't work, so now she's back to shaming him. Because obviously this woman has a track record of treating him like crap and talking down to him. She got her friends and sister to apologize to me, and they told me to quit playing games and go home now, and they have apologized. So now her friends and sister are texting him, doing this. Always, it's the same thing. Stay the fuck out of my business, friends and family. It's amazing how this works. And now they're all trying to talk down to him like he's some little boy who disobeyed his mommy. I told him I was home and that was my name. As my name was not on the lease, I wasn't respected as an equal in her home, so I no longer wanted to be with her. There you go. I'm not on the lease. She can find her own way to pay for things. Problem is, this jackass paid a lot of money to get things going in that apartment. Luckily for me, I have moved most of my stuff in there. She kept phoning and texting, and I blocked her. She then made a mutual male friend of ours contact me and tell me I was being a little bitch about it. A mutual male friend reaching out to you and calling you being a little bitch. I would find that male friend and I'd whip his ass. That's what I'd be doing. I'd tell him to fuck off. I hear one more thing from you. You come meet me in this parking lot over by McDonald's, asshole. And incidentally, she's probably fucking this guy. So I blocked him too. Then my girlfriend texted me and told me not to take things out of proportion. We're done, bitch. End of story. This has been building for years. I'm almost certain I did the right thing, but maybe I should talk it out with her before cutting all contact. No, there's nothing to talk about. She's an a-hole. It's over. Few comments before I provide you with an update where things go. One guy says, not the a-hole. Can you imagine what the situation would be viewed as if this guy was treating the girl this way? She comes home and him and his friends are drunk. They've gone through her intimate stuff that she's given him. He talks to them about their sex lives and they're all counting on to her and start being handy with her and telling her how great she is and to F them in the same way. Then later on, call her and apologize to her, telling her that she's being too sensitive and a B for not taking them back. Right, exactly. Switch things around, see what would happen. Another one. So many red flags. First, her name is on the lease, but you had to pay the deposit and rent the first month's utilities, which is fine, until you added that she couldn't afford it. Second, she went behind your back and shared intimate details about your relationship to her friends and made jokes about it. Third and final point, when you told her she was hurt, she involved so many people to message you and tell you you're being an ass. I'm paraphrasing, but you get it. These points tell me she does not see you as an equal, a partner, and she doesn't respect boundaries literally at all. It's her world and you were just living in it. Not the a-hole. The only loss right now is the money you spent to move in, but that's it. You're better off. Yeah, he was... why do you think she wanted to move in? Or get an apartment together? So she can keep working part-time and him pay for all these things. That's why. You can tell it's always about people's actions, guys. And her actions, as you can clearly see, he's not that important to her. She sees him as a joke. She's the guy she settles with to marry, to have a family, to get a ring, to have kids with. Meanwhile, she's off hooking up with Chad and Tyrone on the side. I guarantee the way she behaves towards this guy, she's cheated on him at least once, if not already. Now on to the update. He says here, after reading a lot of the advice here and talking out with my family and friends, it seems to be the best not to continue my relationship. I haven't contacted her directly, but I went with my brother and my friend while she was visiting her parents on a pre-booked trip. I collected my things and gave my brother the key to give it to her Friday. She wouldn't take it from him as she wanted me to return. If I'm the brother, I'd be like, fine, here's the key. I'm throwing it on the parking lot. Here you go. If you want to take it, that's on you, but he ain't coming back. My brother told her there's zero chance of that happening because of the TikTok post she had on her account going into more details about what was in the letters from me, including her mentioning my sister by name and her miscarriages. This chick went on TikTok to plead her problems to her probably 100 followers. This is the world we're in right now. These jackasses, they can't do anything without putting on social media or whatever. Get a fucking life. And mentioning the sister on TikTok about having miscarriages, that's a private, serious, emotional issue. And he said miscarriages, plural, not just one. This forced my sister to tell my mother about it, even though it brought a lot of trauma for her. At the moment, my sister is not talking to me because she felt I shouldn't have shared that with anyone, and I agree. It was a violation of my part, even though I was looking for emotional support from my girlfriend. My ex took the post down in hopes of getting me to meet with her. So hang on here. This is where this guy's a jackass. His sister had miscarriages, and it's a very, I'm sorry that happened, and a very emotional, heartbreaking thing for her. And this guy is sharing it with his girlfriend because of what was his words here? Essentially a shoulder to cry on. He's not the one that had the miscarriage here. So this guy, obviously, him writing his poetry and stuff, he's a sensitive guy. And he needs to shake that off. But he shouldn't have told his freaking girlfriend about that. That's personal info. So it's kind of karma that now the girlfriend was sharing personal information about him. But regardless, this relationship isn't working. When she realized I wouldn't talk to her, she put another one up telling her side of the story. There were several parts in it which she was looking for the letters to show her followers. But I knew where she kept them and took them while I went to collect my stuff, and I burnt them all. I won't be writing any letters to any new romantic partners anytime soon. Dude, don't ever write fucking poetry. There is not one modern gal walking the planet right now that you should ever write poetry for. Even the good ones, because the good ones will be like, oh, God, What is this, the 17th century? No, do not write poetry to your girls. If you have a skill for writing, find some other use for that. Her sister has been to my mother's a few times now trying to get me to help out with the rent, and as according to my ex's reasoning, if I hadn't agreed to pay for the rent, she wouldn't have overspent on setting herself up the home the way she wanted. Bullshit. You're not on the lease. It's not your problem. End of freaking story. She can find a roommate. Even if she sells the stuff, she won't get the original price for it, so she feels it's my fault for making her lose her money. Of course it's his fault for her overspending on the potpourri, or those ridiculous decorations and expensive things that she bought for her, not for him. She did contact the landlord, films for her TikTok viewers while she was on the phone with him, and he denied her breaking the lease without penalties. She has to pay the remainder of the months. Put on TikTok. What a jackass. I'm sure this chick has been putting other things on TikTok prior to this whole fiasco, and this guy didn't see this as a red flag. I asked her for my deposit through my friend while he was on that loudspeaker to her so I could hear her side without having to speak, knowing full well I wouldn't get my part. But at least he tried. There is no way you're going to get money out of this girl. She called him a lot of names, then phoned him back and apologized because she wanted to tell me to phone her so she could straighten out this misunderstanding and we could speak together. It is amazing what happens if a guy breaks up with a girl, he's the root of all evil. If a gal breaks up with a guy, he's the root of all evil, so she's allowed to break up with him for any reason and pretty much do anything in the process to break up with him. Isn't that amazing? Look, she showed her true colors. This guy doesn't want to be with her anymore, period. End of story. But the problem is, this is an example. When women have a perception of a guy, good luck trying to have her shake that. Her perception of this guy is that he's a pushover, he's weak, and let's be fair here, he's demonstrated through his actions to be a bit on the simp side here with his writing of poetry to her and paying for all these things and all that. He's got work to do, but putting that aside, Their perception of him is that he's weak, and if they browbeat him enough, they can whip that little puppy into shape. Well, this guy has had enough, as a lot of guys, when they're pushed too far, have had enough. She's now taken down all the TikTok posts about me. Don't know if she will upload them again once it dawns on her that we are through. Look, man, if she's making you look bad, you got good reason to, if there's any defamation going on, her saying things that are untrue or making you look bad, you got reason to contact an attorney. She phoned my brother again to make me speak to her so she could explain, and he met her a few hours ago. Smack to your brother. There's nothing to talk about. Stop engage. The more you engage her, the more this is going to continue. You got your shit out of there. There's nothing to talk about. You're done. Smack your brother. He finally gave her the key, as she was told either she could take it or we would return it to the landlord. He picked up a call from her an hour after he dropped off the keys. She wanted to talk to me and to forgive her, as she has seen how she made a mistake and it wouldn't happen again. Oh, now after all this, now she's claiming she's sorry. Bullshit. Or made a mistake. She didn't say she was sorry. She wanted me to return the love letters, but my brother told her they were burnt. She had to go at him, so my brother cut her off. Stop engaging with his wacko. She phoned back again, more apologetic, and said what she had to do to make me go back. He asked her if she would be okay with me sharing her nudes and clip that she sent me with my male friends. So she did send him some spicy pictures. He asked her this without okaying with me first. She said she wouldn't be okay with it. Oh, okay, so it's okay for her to share love letters and stuff, but he can't share spicy pictures? And you would think a gal like this who likes the attention on TikTok would like him sharing pictures of her spicy pictures, because that makes guys want her. Imagine that. I guess the double standard has completely turned me off, as she told my brother that if you receive something through a romantic relationship, then it stays between four eyes. Oh, okay. Now, if it's spicy pictures, now, nope. That's for just, me and the boyfriend. But if it's anything else, it's open season. Double standard. It's not that she doesn't understand what she did is wrong. It's that she expects me to be okay with it, as in her mind, her feelings matter more in the relationship. Well, that's usually the case. She also thinks that me being taller and bigger than her I shouldn't have felt threatened by her friends or sisters, as I was really not in harm's way. He then blocked her, as she phoned him several times over and left him crying messages and then some angry messages to delete her nudes. This guy needs some major work. Work on himself to realize what made him why he was attracted to a gal like this. Why he stayed with a gal like this. But these people are idiots to keep engaging her. Her sister left an angry message with the friend that helped me with asking for the deposit, and she threatened him that if I ever leaked her nudes, I would live to regret it. She told him to pass that message on to me, and there's something she is very insecure about sharing her body, and she doesn't want me to share without her consent. I'd be like, okay. So long as there's no more TikTok posts and you leave me alone, these pictures will never see the light of day. Nobody will see them. But if, these TikTok posts keep going up and you keep harassing me and my brother, somehow these might slip out. You never know. You didn't hear that from me, but I'm not saying for him to do that, but you get the point. I'm getting a new phone number as soon as I can with my current payment plan. I'm going forward with this, and hopefully that I can make better decisions in the future. Thank you all that's helped me with a good advice. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I'm glad you got out of there, but God almighty, enough with the fucking poetry, dude. This is ridiculous. And paying for things and all that. There's a reason. She's an a-hole and she's a user, and you were obviously and the reason I think she's fighting so much for this guy isn't just because of the rent. It's because she probably hoped that he would pop the question to her and she can get married. Now she's got to start over from square one. But not because she's in love with him. She just wanted a ring on her finger in a wedding. Guaranteed. And she needs a sucker to help pay for the rent. This guy needs to work on himself. And stop being so Mr. Nice Guy here. And for God's sakes, no more fucking poetry. This is ridiculous. Now, a few comments here, and I'll wrap this up. One guy says, here's an idea, just an idea. I would guess, not a lawyer here, that keeping the nude pictures isn't illegal. It's distributing them would raise all kinds of hell, and I am in no way suggesting or condoning that. But you or someone on your behalf could mention that after you get your deposit back, then you'd be willing to show proof that you deleted them. Again, I'm in no way condoning or suggesting that you blackmail an ex in returning your money, or else. I'm just thinking that you're not required by law to delete them, just as I would guess that she's not required by law to return your deposit, but you two can make an agreement. That's funny. Another one. Honestly, you should have effed her sister and her friends on the basis that she felt comfortable sharing you and all your intimate things, so you were giving them a physical part too. Your brother had a spot-on comparison. Good for him. And she's crazy. I can't believe she heard your complaints. Then double down and put them on TikTok for everyone to see. I can believe it because she's 24, and that's what a lot of these dumbasses do nowadays. So anyhow, lots of lessons in this video, guys, but this is definitely very entertaining. The power of walking away. The power of walking away, and you have a right to end it with her for whatever means necessary. Doesn't matter. And how these gals, they can't take rejection, and once they have a perception of you, it's very hard to shake that. She and her friends figure they could browbeat him enough and guilt trip and he'd come back. Nope, not this guy. So let this be a lesson. Alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.